Michael Newman is your classic overworked family man, an architect with a dream, a wife named Donna who's been with him since the floppy disk era, and two adorable kids, Ben and Samantha. Life should be great, right? Well, not quite. Michael's got a boss, Mr. Ammer, who makes Darth Vader look like a chill yoga instructor. The guy has micromanaged tattooed on his soul. And poor Michael? He keeps trading precious family time for late-night deadlines, just so he can buy his loved ones all the shiny things he never had growing up. One day, Michael sets out on a simple mission: find a universal remote. But when he wanders into Bed Bath & Beyond, he stumbles onto a bed. Because of course he does. And ends up in a secret back room labeled like a sci-fi movie. There, he meets Morty, a strange, twitchy guy who looks like he runs an underground tech cult. Morty hands him a remote that's not just universal, it's universal. With a catch: no refunds, no exchanges, and definitely no takebacks. To Michael's shock, the remote doesn't just change channels, it rewinds, pauses, and fast-forwards real life. Yes, he now controls the universe like it's a Netflix binge. Got a cold? Skip it. Wife's mad? Mute her. Family dinner getting in the way of work? Zoom past it. It's like being the director of his own life. Except he has no idea what kind of movie he's making. But there's a glitch in this magical setup, and Morty, the cryptic remote wizard, drops a truth bomb. When Michael skips time, his body stays behind on autopilot. Basically, he becomes a zombie dad doing stuff, saying stuff, but completely mentally checked out. Not exactly a win for Team Newman. When Mr. Ammer dangles a partnership in front of him like a golden carrot, Michael decides to skip to the good part. But surprise! The few months turns into a whole year. A year he doesn't remember living. In that time, he's landed the promotion? Yes. But also landed in marriage counseling and totally missed the death of his beloved dog. Ouch. Worse, the remote starts having a mind of its own, fast-forwarding through important life moments like it's trying to skip the ads. Morty explains, the remote's now on autopilot, following Michael's past habits and preferences. And just like that, the easy button has become a runaway train. Michael tries to toss it and even smash it, but the remote won't be ghosted. So, with a new sense of urgency and panic, he sets out to change his life before the remote programs him into missing all of it. The next day, Mr. Ammer drops another bomb. He's moving overseas. In the middle of their chat, the boss casually mentions that maybe, just maybe, Michael could be CEO someday. The remote hears CEO and treats it like a VIP express ticket boom. 10 years gone in a blink. Welcome to 2017. Michael's now the big boss, king of the corporate castle. But everything else? A disaster. He's obese, lives alone. His kids are angsty teenagers who barely talk to him. Desperate for answers and maybe closure, Michael visits his old home. But the family reunion is anything but warm. After an argument with Donna, Michael gets attacked by the new family dog who clearly didn't get the "this man used to live here" memo. Turns out the remote's been taking notes. Remember when Michael skipped past a measly cold? Well, it took that as permission to skip all the unhealthy days. So, boom, another 6 years gone. Michael wakes up with less weight. Thanks, liposuction, and more emotional damage than a soap opera finale. Donna explains that after his dog tackle-induced fall, a precautionary CAT scan revealed cancer. Michael, ever the overachiever, battled through chemo but ate like a man possessed, which eventually landed him in the cardiac ward with a heart attack. Somewhere in all that chaos, Donna officially traded in Team Newman for Coach Bill, who's now her full-time husband. And Michael? Just a guest star in their lives. At least Ben followed in his dad's footsteps. He's now in architecture too. But then Ben drops a gut punch. Michael's father, Ted, passed away. Crushed, Michael rewinds to the last time they spoke, only to witness his autopilot self snapping at Ted and turning down a simple night out with him and Ben. That's when Morty, ever the mysterious figure, finally pulls back the curtain and reveals his true identity. He's the freaking angel of death. Yeah, that escalated fast. Panicked and desperate for a second chance or at least a softer ending, Michael pleads to be taken somewhere good. The remote obliges in its creepy way, fast-forwarding him again. This time to the year 2031, where he lands right in the middle of Ben's wedding. Hope you're dressed for the occasion, Michael. At Ben's wedding, Michael's joy is short-lived because just as he's soaking in the moment, he hears Samantha call Bill Dad. That word hits him like a freight train full of regrets, and bam! Heart attack number 2 takes the stage. He wakes up in a hospital bed, beeping monitors and all, just in time for Morty to pop in like a gloomy tour guide. Morty tells Michael straight, every fast forward, every skipped moment, every autopilot choice, this is the life he chose. And there's no undo button. Then the family arrives. Ben, glowing from the wedding, proudly announces he's canceling the honeymoon to jump on a big work deal one that'll keep his company afloat. But instead of pride, Michael's face screams déjà vu. Not this again. Not his son going down the same lonely road. Fueled by pure fatherly panic, Michael rips himself out of bed and hobbles after Ben like a man on a mission. A nurse tries to stop him, but Michael jabs the poor guy with a sedative. Because even at death's door, he's not missing this one. Morty appears again, practically begging him to stop. The machines are the only thing keeping him alive. But Michael ignores the warnings. He staggers through the rain, reaches his family, and collapses in the street. But not before giving one final heartfelt speech. He tells Ben that family always comes first, reassures Donna and the kids that he's always loved them, and with those last weighty words, Morty steps forward. It's time. Suddenly, flash. White light floods everything. Michael jerks awake, gasping, lying right back where it all began, on the bed at Bed Bath & Beyond. He blinks, looks around, and breathes a massive sigh of relief. Was it all just a dream? A really weird, incredibly vivid, painfully emotional sci-fi fever dream? Wasting no time, he charges out to make things right. He hugs his dad like a guy who just got a second chance at life, because, well, he did. He showers Donna, Ben, and Samantha with affection, vowing never to put work before them again. No more autopilot. No more skipping the little moments. Just real, messy, wonderful life. But just as the happy montage starts rolling, Michael finds something chilling in his kitchen. The remote. And next to it, a note. It's from Morty. Because of course the Angel of Death leaves handwritten messages like a cryptic pen pal. The note simply says he knew Michael would make the right choice this time. Michael freezes. So, it wasn't just a dream. With no hesitation, he tosses the remote in the trash like it's radioactive. No more shortcuts, no more rewinds. Just life, one precious second at a time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe for more. And don't forget to click the recommended video to keep the fun going.